Hey guys. So the thing that spoke to me most in First Peter was the idea of not hiding from the conflict in the world and the persecution in the world, but to be in the world and face that conflict with the hope and the future that I have. I think Jupp said it really well in his video when he said, even with the knowledge of our future hope, we are not to hide away, but to struggle, living the rest of the time to accomplish God's will. Um, One example of like this playing out in my life when I didn't do the right thing, I would say, was around the time with all of the Black Lives Matter conflict and the injustice and the deaths that occurred. And I remember having a conversation about it at work and just walking out of the room and just not knowing what to say, not knowing what to do, and just being completely heartbroken at the brokenness and injustice in the world. And all I could do was just pray, come, Lord Jesus. Like, let's just end it now. Let's just come and let's just be done with all of this. And I think my intentions were pure. I mean, that's what I desire most, is to be with God and for him to come and wipe away all of the brokenness and all of the pain and for things to be as he intended them to be. But I think more than anything, I was just trying to hide in my future and in my hope. Instead of facing the reality of the world around me. Because yes, I have a future hope, and I can look forward to that and hope in that, and I can stand firm and be strengthened by it. But that doesn't give me a right to tune out what's going on in the world around me. If anything, my future hope should empower me and send me out into the conflict of the world. It should encourage me to go out and spread that future hope and not just keep it to myself and hide in it, but to share it with the people that don't know about it. And Peter discusses how this looks to live this out, and that's pursuing holiness and righteousness in the world, not giving into temptation. One that really stuck out to me is submitting to authority, even when I don't agree with them. I know even at work, there are a lot of times that my bosses make decisions or say or do things that I'm just like, whoa, I don't agree with that. I don't think that's the best thing or the fairest thing. But living in my hope and in my future looks like honoring their authority over me. It looks like submitting to them even when I don't agree. And not forsaking what I believe in, but humbling myself and remembering that God has placed them in authority over me, and living in such a way that they cannot question the hope that I have when I do discuss it or whatever. It looks like living a hopeful life and living in the truth that I know and my identity as God's child in the time and the place that God has put me in. And declaring to people that don't know that there is more, that there is a hope, that there is a future in the midst of conflict and brokenness. Thanks.